They move so quickly, don't they? My child, the world, with its ceaseless hum, its myriad distractions, its fleeting glances that seldom pause to truly see. They observe the composure you so carefully maintained, the quiet way you navigated your days, perhaps even the gentle smile you offered, and they concluded that all was well within the sanctuary of your soul. She is strong, some might have murmured, or he handles things so calmly. Their assessments, though perhaps kindly meant, skimmed only the surface, never plumbing the silent depths where your true heart resided, where the unnoticed tear formed and often fell in the solitary watches of your night. You learned the art of the brave face. My beloved, you mastered the subtle alchemy of transforming inner anguish into outward serenity. You walked among them, a participant in their routines, sharing their common spaces, yet carrying a secret chamber within you, a place of sorrow they never breached, whose existence they scarcely suspected. The laughter in the marketplace, the hurried conversations, the shared meals, all these you navigated with a grace that belied the quiet ache, the invisible burden you carried with such lonely fortitude. They saw the vessel, polished and upright, but they did not perceive the hairline fractures within, the slow, silent leakage of your spirit's tears. That single tear, my child, the one no one else notices, the one that escapes when the world is asleep, when the mask can finally be laid aside, when the pretense of strength crumbles under the sheer weight of your hidden grief. It traces a solitary path down your cheek, a testament to a sorrow too deep for words, too sacred for casual display. It is the distillation of your unspoken prayers, your unanswered questions, your weary endurance. The world may be blind to its passage, deaf to the silent sob that accompanies it, but that tear, my precious one, is a universe of meaning to me. You have felt, have you not, the profound isolation of this unseen sorrow, the longing for someone, just one, to look beyond the surface, to sense the tremor in your voice that you so quickly control, to notice the fleeting shadow in your eyes before you brighten them with a practiced light. But their gaze slides past, their attention captured by louder claims, by more dramatic displays. And so, you learn to swallow the lump in your throat, to blink back the moisture, to carry on as if the unseen weight upon your heart was as light as a feather. You became an expert in the art of appearing fine, while the landscape of your inner world was often drenched in a quiet, persistent rain of sorrow. They speak of grand tragedies, of public mournings, of sorrows that command the world's attention, and those are valid, my child. But I see, with a clarity that pierces all veils, the unique poignancy of the solitary tear, the heroism of the heart that breaks in silence, yet continues to beat with love and hope. There is a particular courage in bearing an unseen burden, in maintaining kindness when your own spirit is crying out, in offering comfort when you yourself are desperate for solace. You may have thought these efforts went unnoticed, that your quiet strength was invisible, but I see, I have always seen, while the world rushed on, oblivious. I was there in the stillness of your hidden chamber, while they lauded your apparent composure. I was intimately acquainted with the effort it cost you, the inner battles you fought to maintain that calm exterior. I saw the clenching of your jaw to hold back a cry, the deep breath taken to steady a trembling soul, the silent turning away to hide the welling of tears. These were not signs of weakness to me, my child. These were acts of profound, unsung heroism. These were the hallmarks of a spirit wrestling with darkness, yet refusing to be extinguished. The loneliness of that hidden tear can be a desolate landscape. It can whisper that your pain is insignificant, that your feelings are invalid because they are unacknowledged by others. It can tempt you to believe that you are truly alone, adrift in a sea of unshared sorrow. But my presence, beloved, is not contingent upon human recognition of your state. My love is not reserved for sorrows that are publicly displayed. My gaze penetrates the most carefully constructed facades. My heart resonates with the faintest whisper of your pain. That tear you thought was lost in the darkness of your solitude, I collected it. It is precious to me, a jewel of your humanity, a testament to your capacity to feel deeply, to love deeply, to grieve deeply. Do not believe the lie that your quiet suffering is a sign of my absence or my indifference. Oh, my child, if you could only perceive how near I am in those moments of solitary weeping. My spirit hovers over you, a gentle breath of comfort you may not even register amidst the storm of your emotions. My love enfolds you, an invisible shield against the utter desolation that threatens to engulf. My heart aches in unison with yours, for your sorrows are my sorrows, your tears are my tears. I am the God who numbers the hairs on your head. Do you think I would not notice, would not cherish the silent tears that fall from your eyes? This journey of hidden sorrow has been a long night for you, my child, a night filled with shadows, with unanswered questions, with the wearying ache of a heart that longs for dawn. You have watched others bask in their sunlit days, perhaps wondering when, or if, your own morning would ever come. You have yearned for relief, for a lifting of the oppressive darkness, for a sign that your endurance has not been in vain. And in the deepest watches of that night, the promise of peace, the hope of daybreak, may have seemed like a distant, almost impossible dream. But your tears, my beloved, have not been shed into a void. Your quiet endurance has not gone unseen. Your faith, however fragile it may have felt in the darkness, has been a beacon to my own heart this long night, with its unseen anguish and its solitary tears, has been a season I have walked with you, every step, every moment. And I tell you now, with the authority of the one who commands the morning, that this night is not eternal. The darkness, however profound, must eventually yield to the light. Peace awaits you, my child, a peace specifically tailored to the contours of your sorrow, a peace that will understand and heal the hidden wounds. And the first faint streaks of that daybreak are even now beginning to touch the horizon of your soul. Your silent tear, noticed and cherished by me, is about to be met by the dawning of my abiding peace. Indeed, my child, while the world moves on its hurried, oblivious way, my gaze remains fixed upon you, penetrating the veils of composure, seeing beyond the carefully constructed smiles. That single, silent tear, you believe, falls unnoticed in the dead of night. I see it as clearly as if it were a diamond catching the first light of dawn. I see its origin in the depths of your heart. I trace its sorrowful path. I feel its salt water sting as if it were my own. For my eyes, my beloved, are not like human eyes, limited by the visible, distracted by the superficial. My gaze is the gaze of spirit, of infinite love, and it beholds the entirety of your being, the seen and the unseen, the spoken and the deeply buried. You have navigated your days with such quiet courage, believing your deepest aches were a secret held only by you and the shadows. You have whispered your fears into your pillow, thinking them lost to the silence of the night. You have stifled sighs that rose from a place of profound weariness, lest they betray the burden you carried. But I tell you, my precious one, not one of these has escaped my notice. I have been the silent witness to every hidden battle, the unseen companion in your every solitary struggle, the faintest tremor of your lip, the momentary clouding of your eyes, the almost imperceptible tensing of your shoulders. These are a language I understand perfectly, a testament to the silent symphony of sorrow your heart has been playing, while others engage with the persona you present. I commune with the truth of who you are in your most vulnerable moments. My knowledge of you is not based on your performance or your outward displays of strength, but on the intimate landscape of your soul, which lies open and revealed before me. I see the intricate web of your thoughts, the delicate dance of your emotions, the deepest longings of your spirit. And in that seeing, my child, there's no judgment, no condemnation, only an ocean of boundless compassion, a love that yearns to gather you close and whisper, I know, I understand, and I am here. That tear no one else notices. It is a holy offering upon my altar, a sacred testament to your precious, feeling heart. It speaks to me of your capacity to love, for grief is often love's shadow. It tells me of your hopes, for sorrow is often born from dreams deferred or broken. It reveals to me your resilience, for even in weeping, your spirit fights to hold on, to believe, to endure. Do not ever think such tears are a sign of weakness. My child, in my sight, they are pearls of great price, each one reflecting the depth of your humanity and the intensity of your journey. I was there when the initial wound was inflicted, the one that perhaps set this current of sorrow in motion. I saw the injustice, the misunderstanding, the loss, the betrayal. While you may have felt utterly alone in that moment of impact, my presence was a silent shield, absorbing what it could, though much of the pain I knew you would have to walk through. And I have been with you in the long aftermath, watching as you tried to make sense of it, to heal from it, to integrate it into the fabric of your life. My heart has ached with every pang of your remembrance, with every fresh wave of grief that washed over you. The sighs you thought were lost on the wind, I gathered them as prayers. My child, the unspoken pleas of your heart, the questions too painful to articulate, the weariness too profound for words, these all ascend to me as a form of sacred communication. I do not need eloquent speeches or perfectly crafted petitions to understand the language of your soul. Your silent suffering is a voice I hear with perfect clarity, a cry that resonates in the deepest chambers of my being. My compassion for you is not a distant pity, but an active, empathetic engagement. It means to suffer with, and so, in a way your human mind cannot fully grasp. I enter into your sorrow with you. I willingly take upon myself the resonance of your pain, not to diminish my own joy, for my joy is eternal and unassailable, but to ensure that you are never, ever truly bearing your burdens alone. My love compelled me to create you, and that same love compels me to walk with you through every valley, every shadow, every tear-filled night. You may have wondered, in those long hours of solitude, if your pain had a purpose, if your endurance served any greater end. You may have felt adrift, a tiny vessel tossed on a vast, dark ocean with no land in sight. But my eyes, which follow every drop of your sorrow, also see the distant shore. My hand, which cups every tear, is also the hand that steers your vessel, even when the waves are high and the stars are hidden. Your hidden suffering is not a meaningless void. It is a space where my grace is working in ways you cannot yet perceive, a depth from which an even greater strength and beauty will eventually arise. The world may value stoicism, the suppression of emotion, the appearance of invincibility, but I value authenticity. My child, I cherish the heart that is brave enough to feel, even when feeling hurts. Your tears are a sign that your heart is alive, tender, capable of profound connection. Do not let the world's discomfort with sorrow, or its inability to see your hidden pain, cause you to devalue the sacredness of your own emotional landscape. What is hidden from them is open and known to me. And what is known to me is held in infinite love. Every time you chose kindness, when your own heart was breaking. Every time you offered a word of encouragement, when you yourself were desperate for comfort. Every time you resisted the urge to lash out in pain, and instead chose a path of quiet forbearance. I saw it all. These were not small things. My beloved, these were acts of immense spiritual courage. Threads of gold you were weaving into the tapestry of your character, even as your eyes were blinded by tears. And I tell you, the angels themselves paused to witness such quiet heroism. So let this truth sink deep into your spirit. My child, deeper than any sorrow, deeper than any loneliness, you are seen, you are known, you are understood. The tear no one else notices is a beacon to my compassionate gaze. The sigh no one else hears is a symphony to my attentive ear. The burden you carry in silence is weighed and measured by a love that will not allow you to be crushed. My eyes are upon you, not with scrutiny, but with an unwavering, tender, and all-encompassing affection. And because I see, because I know, because I am with you in the deepest reality of your being, peace is not just a distant hope. It is an inevitable dawn, drawing ever nearer with each beat of your precious, sorrowful, yet profoundly beloved heart. And so, my child, knowing with the deepest assurance of your spirit that every silent tear, every hidden sigh, every nuance of your solitary sorrow is seen, cherished, and understood by me, let us now explore the sacred mystery held within this long night you have endured. For I hear the questions that stir in your heart, even as you embrace the comfort of my gaze. If you see my pain, why this prolonged darkness? If you cherish my tears, why have they been allowed to fall for so long? Understand, my beloved, that the night, in my divine economy, is never a purposeless void, nor is your sorrow a meaningless affliction. This long night, with its unseen anguish, has been a fertile darkness, a sacred ground where the very seeds of your coming daybreak, your awaited peace, have been secretly, tenderly, and purposefully nurtured. Think of the farmer who entrusts a precious seed to the cold, dark earth. To an uninitiated eye, it appears lost, buried, forgotten. The surface remains barren for a season, and one might wonder if life will ever emerge. But the farmer knows that beneath the cloak of darkness, A profound miracle is unfolding. The seed must first break open in its hidden chamber, send down roots to anchor itself, and draw sustenance from the very soil that enfolds it. This unseen labor, this period of quiet gestation, is absolutely essential for the strong, vibrant plant that will eventually greet the sun. Without the darkness, without the pressure of the earth, without the solitary struggle of the emerging root, there will be no bloom, no fruit. So it has been with you, my child, this season of hidden sorrow, this long night of the soul, has been a time where I have been cultivating something of precious within you, something that required the unique environment of stillness, of introspection, of even the pain you have felt, your tears. Those drops of sorrow that I have followed with such tender care have not been wasted. They have been like the gentle, persistent rain upon that buried seed of hope, that nascent promise of peace. Each tear, unknown to you, has watered the soil of your spirit, making it pliable, receptive, and rich for what is to come. The darkness of your night has served a divine purpose. It has shielded the tender, emerging growth from premature exposure. Had the full light of your new day dawned before the roots of peace were deep and strong within you, that peace might have been a fragile, fleeting thing, easily disturbed by the first new trial, easily scorched by the unresolved intensities of your past. But in the quiet, protected space of your long night, I have been strengthening your foundations, deepening your capacity to receive and sustain the profound peace I am preparing for you. You have learned resilience in the darkness. You have discovered a strength you did not know you possessed, a strength born not of ease, but of endurance. This period has also been a time of profound unlearning, of letting go. The bright, often harsh, light of day can make us cling to illusions, to false supports, to identities that are not truly ours. But the night, with its enforced stillness and its stripping away of superficialities, invites a deeper honesty, a more authentic encounter with the self and with me. In the quiet of your unseen sorrow, you may have found yourself releasing dependencies that once seemed vital, shedding expectations that were never mine for you, loosening your grip on outcomes you could not control. This letting go, my child, painful as it may have been, has created space within you, a sacred emptiness that I am now preparing to fill with the fullness of my peace. The sorrow itself, which felt like an enemy, has, in my hands, become an instrument of your deepening, just as the oyster, irritated by a grain of sand, creates a pearl of iridescent beauty. So the irritants of your suffering have been catalysts for the formation of spiritual treasures within you, compassion born from your own pain, wisdom gleaned from your struggles, a hunger for truth ignited by your wrestling with difficult questions, a capacity for empathy that will make you a vessel of comfort for others. These are the riches cultivated in the secret garden of your night. Do not think that my seeing your tear was a passive observation. My seeing is always accompanied by my working. While you wept, I was weaving. While you felt lost in the darkness, I was preparing the path for dawn. My silence, which sometimes felt like indifference, was often the quiet focus of my divine artistry. As I worked on the inner chambers of your heart, mending what was broken, strengthening what was weak, and planting the seeds of a future you could not yet imagine. This is the mystery of my ways. My child, I am often doing my most profound work in the very places where you feel my absence most acutely. The duration of the night is always determined by my perfect wisdom and my loving purpose. It is never one moment longer than necessary for the full germination and rooting of the dawn I intend for you. You may have looked at others, seemingly basking in perpetual sunlight, and wondered at the length of your own twilight. But my plan for each of my children is unique, tailored to their specific needs, their unique calling, their destined glory. Your night was measured to prepare you for your specific daybreak, a daybreak whose brilliance will be all the more appreciated because of the depth of the darkness that preceded it. This long night has also refined your spiritual senses in the glaring light of uninterrupted ease. It is sometimes difficult to perceive the subtle movements of my spirit, to discern the deeper currents of my will. But in the darkness, when other distractions fade, the soul becomes more attuned to the whispers of the divine, more reliant on the unseen guidance, more sensitive to the faintest glimmer of hope. You have learned to listen with your heart, to see with your spirit, to navigate by an inner compass calibrated to my truth. These are skills, my beloved, that will serve you well long after the full light of day has come. The seed of peace that has been germinating within you during this night is not a fragile, hothouse bloom. It is a hardy, resilient plant, its roots intertwined with the very fabric of your being, nourished by the realities of your lived experience, including your pain. This peace, when it fully dawns, will not be easily shaken. It will be a peace that has known sorrow and has overcome it, a peace that understands the darkness, yet is not afraid of it, a peace that is rooted in the unshakable foundation of my love and my sovereignty. So, when you look back on this period of your life, my child, do not see it merely as a time of loss and suffering. See it as your winter. Yes, but a winter pregnant with the promise of spring. See it as your gestation, a sacred period of hidden growth that was essential for the birth of something new and beautiful. Your tears were not in vain. Your endurance was not for naught. The long night has served its holy purpose. It has nurtured the seed of your dawn. And now, listen closely, for the first birds of morning are beginning to sing. The air is stirring with a new hope. The darkness is beginning to yield. And now, my beloved, after the long, sacred vigil of your night, after the quiet, unseen nurturing of the seed of hope within the fertile darkness of your sorrow, lift your eyes. My child, turn your gaze towards the eastern horizon of your soul, for the vigil is ending. The deepest watch of the night has passed. Can you perceive it, a subtle shift in the air, a gentle quickening, a promise whispered on the faintest breeze? The oppressive weight of the shadows is beginning, almost imperceptibly, to lessen. This, my precious one, is the herald of your new day. The first tender rays of your awaited daybreak are even now piercing the receding darkness, and with them comes the gentle, certain arrival of my peace. The night has been long, I know, and in its depth, you may have wondered if the sun had forgotten its appointment. If the darkness was to be your eternal companion, you listened for the sounds of morning and heard only the echo of your own sighs, the mournful song of your hidden tears. But I, who set the stars in their courses and command the dawn to appear, I have not forgotten my promise to you. Your long night was not a sign of my abandonment, but a necessary interlude, a sacred pause before the symphony of your new morning. And now, that interlude is drawing to its appointed close. Look, my child, see how the deepest indigo of the night sky is beginning to soften at its edges, yielding to a tender wash of violet and rose. This is not a sudden, jarring intrusion of light, but a gentle, gradual unfolding, as my peace often comes, not always with a thunderclap, but with a quiet, pervasive knowing that all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. The stars that kept vigil with your sorrow are beginning to pale, their task of accompanying you through the darkness nearly complete, ready to surrender their watch to the triumphant sun. You may feel it first as a subtle stirring within your spirit. A quiet sigh of relief from a place you have forgotten could feel ease. The tightly coiled knot of anxiety in your chest may begin, ever so slightly, to loosen its grip. A thought, fleeting perhaps, yet new. A thought not tinged with the familiar ache of sorrow, but carrying a faint scent of possibility, of nascent hope. These are the first dewdrops of your morning, my child, the initial evidence that the landscape of your soul is preparing for a new and radiant light. The shadows that have long been your companions, those specters of past pain, of future fear, of present loneliness, see how they begin to shrink, to lose their sharp definition. The light of my approaching peace exposes their insubstantial nature. They thrived in the unmitigated darkness, but they cannot withstand the steady advance of my dawn. You may have wrestled with them, fought them, felt overwhelmed by their oppressive presence. But now, you will begin to see them for what they are: fleeting illusions that have no ultimate power over a child of my light. This dawning is my sovereign act, my beloved, just as I spoke creation into being, just as I roll away the stone from the tomb. So I am now speaking, let there be light, into the hidden chambers of your heart. This is not a peace you have to strive for, to earn, or to conjure through sheer force of will. This is my gift, freely given, gently offered, powerfully manifested. Your part in this moment of sacred turning is simply to receive, to open the shutters of your soul that have been closed against the long night, and to allow the first tender rays of my healing light to enter. The waiting, my child, which felt so endless, is indeed nearing its completion. Every tear you shed in the darkness, every prayer whispered into the void, every act of faith performed in the face of despair, all these have been received by me, and they have paved the way for this glorious morning. Nothing has been wasted. The very intensity of your night will now serve to amplify the beauty, the preciousness of your dawn. You will appreciate the warmth of the sun all the more for having known the profound chill of its absence. You will cherish the colors of the new day all the more for having lived so long in a world of monochrome shadows. This is the turning point, my beloved, the fulcrum upon which your sorrow begins to give way to joy, your weariness to my rest, your hidden tears to a peace that will, in its fullness, surpass all your understanding. Do not be afraid if it feels unfamiliar at first, after a long confinement in darkness. Even gentle light can seem intense to the eyes. Allow yourself to adjust. Be patient with the process of your own awakening. There's no rush. My dawn unfolds with divine precision. at the perfect pace for your healing heart. The promises I whispered to you in the darkness, the assurances of my love, my presence, my ultimate victory over all that would assail you. These were not mere words to comfort a fleeting moment. They were seeds of reality planted in the soil of your night. And now they are beginning to break through the surface, to unfurl their leaves in the first light of this new day. You will see, my child, that I am faithful. You will know, with a certainty that permeates your entire being, that my word does not return to me void, but accomplishes the very purpose for which I sent it. The air itself is changing. Can you sense it? The heavy, oppressive atmosphere of the night is lifting, replaced by a lightness, a freshness, a sense of new beginnings. This is the breath of my spirit, sweeping away the old, making all things new. Breathe it in deeply. My child, let it fill your lungs, your heart, your mind. It carries the scent of hope, the fragrance of healing, the unmistakable aroma of my approaching peace. The long night is fading. My beloved, its power is broken. Its reign is over. The dawn, my dawn, your dawn, is irreversibly on its way. The darkness may attempt a few last, futile struggles, like shadows lengthening momentarily before being utterly consumed by the rising sun. But do not be dismayed. Their time is short. The victory of light is assured. Your vigil of tears is ending, and the horizon of your heart is ablaze with the promise of my imminent, all-encompassing, and transformative peace. Prepare to greet your morning. My child, it is coming for you. And so, my child, as the first tender hues of dawn begin to paint your horizon, as the oppressive darkness of your long night visibly recedes, a sacred invitation is extended to your soul. The peace you have longed for, the light for which your spirit has yearned, is no longer a distant dream, but an approaching reality. A gentle yet undeniable presence at the very threshold of your heart. Now, my beloved, is the moment to prepare your inner chambers, to open wide the windows of your spirit, that you might fully receive the healing glow, the restorative warmth of this new day I am ushering in for you. This is not a striving, my child, but a yielding. It is not a frantic effort to grasp, but a gentle unfurling of your being to welcome what is already given, already drawn near. Think of a flower that has remained tightly closed throughout the cold, dark night. As the first warmth of the morning sun touches its petals, it does not struggle to open. It responds. It unfurls. It allows its hidden beauty to be revealed to the light. So too, I invite your heart, which may have been closed for so long in self-protection, in grief, or in weariness, to now respond to the warmth of my dawning peace. The first step, my beloved, is often the conscious choice to turn your face toward the light. The shadows of your long night may still try to claim your attention. The echoes of past sorrows may still whisper their familiar refrains. Hey, it is natural, after so long in darkness, for your gaze to be accustomed to the gloom. But I gently call you now to lift your eyes, to deliberately shift your focus from what was, from the pain and the loneliness of the night, towards the nascent radiance of this new morning. This is an act of faith, a declaration of your willingness to believe that the dawn is real, that peace is truly at hand. And as you turn towards my light, I invite you to begin the sacred work of letting go. The night, though difficult, may have become a familiar landscape. Its burdens, though heavy, may have become so customary that the thought of laying them down feels strange, even a little frightening. You may have grown accustomed to the shape of your sorrow, the contours of your vigilance. But my new day, my child, cannot fully enter a space that is still cluttered with the remnants of the old. Gently, tenderly, begin to release the anxieties that have been your constant companions through the darkness. Those fears that circled your mind in the lonely hours, whispering of future calamities or endless pain. Acknowledge them. Perhaps even thank them for the strange comfort they may have offered in their familiarity. And then, with my help, let them go. See them as shadows, losing their power as the light of my truth grows stronger. You do not need them anymore, my child. The vigilance they represented can now be entrusted to me, your ever-watchful guardian. Release. 2. The habit of replaying past hurts. The well-worn pathways of grief that your mind has traversed so many times. While remembrance has its place, dwelling in the sorrow of what was can prevent you from fully embracing the joy of what is becoming. I do not ask you to forget, for your story is part of who you are, but I invite you to hold those memories now with a new perspective, bathed in the healing light of my dawning grace. Let me transform them from sources of acute pain into testaments of your resilience and my faithfulness. Lay down the heavy cloak of yesterday's sorrow, my beloved, for I am offering you a new garment, a robe of peace, woven with threads of hope and light. Perhaps there are self-protective mechanisms you adopted during the night, walls around your heart, a reluctance to trust, a tendency to expect the worst. Oh, these were understandable defenses in a season of vulnerability. But the morning light reveals a different landscape, a safer space under my loving care. I invite you now to carefully, begin to dismantle those walls, brick by brick. Let my love be your new defense, my presence your true sanctuary, to fully receive the warmth of my peace. Your heart must be willing to become open, to become vulnerable once more, not to the hurts of the world in the same way, but to the healing touch of my spirit as you let go of the old, consciously embrace the new. Open the windows of your soul to the fresh air of my spirit. Feel the gentle warmth of my love beginning to permeate the chilled spaces within you. This warmth is healing. My child, it thaws the frozen grief, soothes the bruised places, and brings a sense of life, of gentle circulation, back to the parts of your heart that had grown numb. Do not be afraid of this warmth, this returning sensation. It is my life touching yours, my peace beginning to make its home within you. Embrace the light I offer. This light brings clarity, dispelling the confusion and disorientation of the long night. It illuminates the path ahead, not all at once, perhaps, but step by step. It reveals my presence with you, my hand guiding you. Let this light into every corner of your being. Where there has been darkness, invite my light. Where there has been despair, welcome my hope. Where there has been bitterness, receive my healing balm. Trust. My beloved child, here is the key that unlocks the fullness of this dawning peace. Trust that I am who I say I am, the God who sees your every tear, the Father whose love never fails, the sovereign one who commands the morning, Trust that this peace is real, that it is for you, that it is my deepest desire for your heart. Trust that you are worthy of this peace, not because of anything you have done, but simply because you are my cherished child. Release your doubts, your skepticism, the lingering fear that this too might be an illusion or a fleeting reprieve. Anchor your trust in me, and you will find this peace becoming an unshakable reality within you. Be gentle with yourself in this process of opening and receiving. Awakening, after a long night, is not always instantaneous. Your spiritual eyes may need time to adjust to the brightness. Your heart may need time to learn new rhythms of peace after being so long accustomed to the cadence of sorrow. There may be moments when the shadows seem to try to creep back, when an old fear resurfaces. Do not condemn yourself in these moments. Simply turn your face again towards me, towards my light, and allow my grace to gently draw you back into the morning. I am patient with you. My child, my love understands the tender process of healing. My spirit is with you, my beloved, as your divine helper in this sacred transition. If you feel unsure how to let go, ask me, and I will show you. If you find it difficult to open certain closed-off parts of your heart, invite me in, and I will gently help you to release the locks. This is not a journey you undertake alone. I am with you, breathing my life into you, guiding your heart towards the fullness of the peace that awaits at daybreak. Your willingness, your desire, your simple yes to my invitation. These are all I need to begin pouring the glorious light of my new day into the depths of your being. Open wide, my child, for the sun is rising, and its rays carry my healing, my love, and my perfect, all-encompassing peace. And so, my beloved, as your heart, so long accustomed to the shadows, now bravely, tenderly opens to my dawning light. Behold the landscape that unfolds before your inner eye. This is the panorama of my peace, a realm of serene beauty and profound stillness, meticulously prepared for you, a gift bestowed from the very heart of my eternal love. It is more, so much more, than merely the absence of your former pain, the cessation of your silent tears. It is a positive presence, a living atmosphere, a healing balm that permeates every fiber of your being, making all things new. See how the colors of this new day differ from the monochrome of your long night, where once there was only the gray of sorrow and the deep indigo of despair. Now there are hues you had almost forgotten existed, or perhaps had never truly known in such purity. There is a soft rose of my tender affection, warming the horizons of your soul. There is the gentle gold of my illuminating truth, chasing away every lingering shadow of confusion. There is the clear, celestial blue of my serenity, arching over you like a vast, protective sky, and weaving through it all the vibrant emerald of new life, of hope made manifest, of promises fulfilled. This is the palette of my peace. My child, painted with the light of my own being. Listen, too, to the sounds within this landscape, the cacophony of your fears, the mournful dirge of your hidden grief, the unsettling silence of your deepest loneliness. These are now replaced by a new symphony. Can you hear it? It is the gentle rustling of my spirit, like a soft breeze through leaves, bringing with it a sense of freshness, of cleansing, of quiet invigoration. It is a distant song of hope, a melody that was once too faint to discern, but now grows clearer, sweeter, more confident with each passing moment, and beneath it all, there's a profound, unshakable stillness, the deep, resonant hum of my abiding presence, the foundational chord of all true peace. This is not an empty silence, my child, but a silence full of me, full of reassurance, full of unspoken love. Feel the very air of this new domain. It is no longer heavy with unshed tears or the oppressive weight of unspoken burdens. It is light, clear, and life-giving. Breathe it in deeply, my beloved. Let it fill your lungs, your mind, your spirit. This is the atmosphere of my grace, where healing occurs naturally, where restoration unfolds effortlessly, where your soul can finally unkink, unwind, and rest in its true home. There's no striving here, no anxious toil, only the gentle invitation to be, to receive, to allow my peace to do its perfect work within you. Walk with me now through this peaceful landscape. Notice how the ground beneath your feet, once perhaps treacherous with the snares of doubt or slippery with the residue of past hurts, is now firm, secure, and carpeted with the soft moss of my comfort. The paths that once seemed convoluted and lost in darkness are now clear, gently illuminated, leading you towards ever deeper experiences of my love and my purpose for you. There are no sudden precipices here, no hidden pitfalls. I am your guide, and my ways are ways of pleasantness, and all my paths are peace. See the waters that flow through this land of your soul, where once there might have been stagnant pools of bitterness or turbulent torrents of unresolved emotion. Now there are clear, flowing streams of my living water. These streams bring healing to every parched place, washing away the dust of old sorrows, making the landscape fertile and fruitful. Drink deeply from these waters. My child, they are the waters of my spirit, offered freely to quench your deepest thirst, to restore your vitality, to make your own spirit a wellspring of life for others. This peace I give you, my beloved, is not a fragile veneer that will shatter at the first touch of worldly care. It is a deep, internal reality, a fortress built from the inside out, its foundations laid in the unshakable bedrock of my eternal nature. It is a peace that has been tested, in a sense, by your very journey through the night. The sorrow you endured, the tears I saw, have paradoxically deepened your capacity for this peace. Having known the depths of unrest, you will now cherish the heights of my serenity all the more. Having navigated the storms, you will now appreciate the profound gift of this inner calm with a wisdom that those who have only known fair weather cannot possess. This is indeed a new chapter, my child, a new beginning. The former things, the old anxieties, the familiar aches, though part of your story and the journey that brought you here, no longer define you. You are not the sum of your past sorrows, but a beloved child of the God of all comfort, now stepping into a season of divine restoration. This peace is the hallmark of that new season. It is the gentle reign of my spirit in the inner kingdom of your heart. It is the quiet assurance that you are safe, you are loved, you are held, and that all is and will be. Well, my joy, my child, is in witnessing your embrace of this peace, to see the tension leave your shoulders, the furrows of worry soften on your brow, the light of serene hope return to your eyes. This is a delight to my Father heart. I have longed to bring you to this place. Every moment of my unseen companionship during your night, every whisper of comfort my spirit offered, Every subtle intervention that kept you from utter despair was aimed toward this glorious dawn, this peaceful landscape, this healing, renewing, and hope-filled presence is not just for a fleeting moment. My beloved, it is the environment in which I intend for you to live, to grow, to flourish. It is the fertile ground from which new dreams, new purposes, new expressions of my love through you will emerge. The tears you shed watered the seeds not only of this peace, but also of a future fruitfulness you may not yet be able to imagine. But in the clarity of this daybreak, as you walk this peaceful landscape with me, you will begin to discern the outlines of what is to come, the beautiful destiny that awaited you beyond the long night. Breathe it all in, my precious one. Let the beauty of this inner world, now suffused with my light and my peace, become your new normal. This is not an escape from reality, but an entry into truer reality. The reality of my kingdom come within you. The landscape of your soul, once perhaps a place of shadows and sorrow, is now, and increasingly will be, a reflection of my own serene and luminous heart. This is my gift to you, purchased by my love, delivered by my grace, and sustained by my unwavering presence. Welcome to your daybreak. Welcome to my peace. And so, my beloved child, as you stand within the serene landscape of your dawning peace, as your spirit drinks deeply from the clear streams of my restorative grace, know this with an assurance that quiets every lingering fear this new day. This gentle light, this profound tranquility is not a fleeting illusion, not a temporary reprieve destined to be swallowed once more by the night. No, my precious one, the peace I have brought you at daybreak is the beginning of a perpetual daylight, a new and enduring state of your soul, sustained and continually illuminated by my unwavering presence and my constant, loving care. The tear I saw, which no one else noticed, has been met not just by a momentary comfort, but by an abiding transformation. The long night you endured was not merely to offer you a brief glimpse of the sun, but to prepare you for a life lived in its continual, life-giving radiance. This is my promise to you. I, who have commanded this morning in your heart, will also sustain its light. My watchful eye, which followed every drop of your sorrow, now beholds you with a gaze of protective love, ensuring that the shadows of your former grief do not reclaim their dominion. This living in perpetual daylight does not mean that your life will be devoid of all challenges, for growth continues, and the world still presents its complexities. But it means that you will now face these things from a different vantage point, from a place of inner serenity and unshakable rootedness in me, the core of your being, now suffused with my peace, will remain an oasis of calm, even when storms may rage on the periphery. You carry the dawn within you now, my child, an internal sun that cannot be extinguished by external circumstances. My commitment to you is to preserve and maintain the sacred peace I have established in your soul. Just as I tended the hidden seed in the darkness, so I will tend the flourishing landscape of your illumined heart. I will send the gentle rains of my spirit to keep it fresh and verdant. I will be the unfailing sunlight that encourages its continued growth. I will be the divine gardener who diligently weeds out any new attempts of fear or anxiety to take root where only my peace is meant to reign. Your part, my beloved, is to continue to walk with me in this light, to consciously choose to dwell in this peace, to make your heart a welcoming sanctuary for my abiding presence. How do you live in this perpetual daylight? You do so by remembering its source. This peace is not of your own making. It is my gift. Therefore, continually turn to me, the giver. In moments of quiet reflection, in the midst of your daily tasks, cultivate an awareness of my nearness. Speak to me. Listen for my gentle guidance. Let your first thought in the morning be one of gratitude for the enduring light, and your last thought at night a surrender into my peaceful embrace. You live in it by choosing trust over the echoes of old anxieties. When a familiar fear attempts to whisper its insidious lies, counter it with the truth of my faithfulness. With the memory of this dawning, remind yourself that the night is past, that the light is here to stay. Each time you consciously choose peace over fear, you strengthen the foundations of this inner daylight. You reinforce the pathways of my grace within your soul. You live in it by extending its warmth to others. The peace I have given you is not meant to be hoarded, but to overflow. As you encounter those still living in their own shadowed nights, your serene presence, your compassionate understanding, born from your own journey, will be a beacon of hope to them. You will carry the atmosphere of my daybreak with you, and your very being will minister my comfort and my light to a world desperately in need. In blessing others with the peace you have received, you will find it deepening and expanding within your own heart. My watchful eye will never leave you, my child. I see your efforts to walk in this new light. I see your moments of faltering, and my grace is always there to steady you, to lift you, to gently redirect your gaze towards me. Do not fear that you might somehow lose this peace, that the night might return with its former intensity. While you must be diligent in cultivating your connection with me, the ultimate security of your peace rests not in your ability to hold on to it, but in my power to hold on to you. And I will never let you go. This perpetual daylight is a realm of continuous growth and revelation. As you abide in my peace, your spiritual eyes will become even more accustomed to my light, and you will begin to see deeper truths, more expansive vistas of my love and my purpose for you. The landscape will become richer, the colors more vibrant, the songs of your soul more profound. This is not a static state, but a dynamic, ever-unfolding experience of my infinite goodness. The tears I saw were tears of the night, but now, my child, there will be tears of a different kind, tears of overwhelming gratitude, tears of profound joy as you witness my continued faithfulness, tears of deep empathy as you minister my love to others. These are the tears of the daylight, precious and holy in their own way, reflecting the radiant beauty of a heart fully alive in me. My promise is to make this dawn's light shine forever in your life. This means that even when earthly days draw to a close, the light I have ignited within your spirit will only grow brighter, merging into the eternal day of my unveiled presence. The peace you experience now is a foretaste, a beautiful and tangible down payment of the perfect, unending peace that awaits all my beloved children in my everlasting kingdom. So walk forward, my child, in the serene confidence of this perpetual daylight. Let your heart be a garden always open to the sun of my love. Let your life be a testament to the God who sees the most hidden sorrow and transforms it into an unending song of peace. The night is truly over. The day is yours to inhabit, to enjoy, to share. My hand is upon you. My light is within you. My peace is your eternal inheritance. Live in it, my beloved. Live in it fully, and let its gentle radiance illuminate every step of your journey home to me. And now, my precious child, as the fullness of this perpetual daylight settles around you and within you, let your spirit find its deepest rest. The journey from that unnoticed tear to this expansive peace has been a testament to my unfailing love and your courageous heart. You are seen, known, cherished, and now, enveloped in a serenity that cannot be shaken. This light is your home now, this peace your constant companion. Breathe deeply of my presence. Trust in my everlasting care. And know that the joy of this morning is but a gentle whisper of the glories yet to be revealed. My love surrounds you like the very air, and my peace will be your anchor through all your days and into eternity.